Hello, hello.
Hi everyone.
We may seem a little bit tired today because we have just finished creating a course for Brave Brushes Studio, our membership for artists and urban sketchers. And it was a course devoted to sketching water. And
A very fun one.
a very fun one, but Julia had to work harder than
Than
ever.
ever. Absolutely,
And
that's
I don't
true.
know about you, if you keep a running total of hours that you spend sketching, and I'm not sure Julia does, but for water, she actually ended up sketching 100 hours minimum.
Maybe. I'm not sure, but I think it was so much.
Well, I text her on Saturday morning and she says, I'm busy sketching. I'm sketching water. I text her
I'm
on Sunday
practicing.
night. She's sketching water. So Monday morning, water. Wednesday afternoon, water again. From where I am, it seems like she has been sketching water for the past month, non-stop. And I'm
Maybe not
sure you have a
non-stop.
lot of insights for us, Julia.
Absolutely, yes. And for myself too.
All right, so when we say three biggest mistakes that sketchers make with water, what we mean is mistakes that Julia has made. No?
Not all of them. Not all of them. No, but a few. Yes, a few. And it was really a challenge for myself because water is a very difficult subject to draw, to paint, especially to paint, maybe to draw either. But I think the difficulty of water is that there are so many situations. You have waves, you have reflections, you have bothered water, you have still water, you have I don't know, a storm, or so many different ways you can paint water, realistic or more sketchy. Uh, and I ended up with a thought that you actually don't need to learn everything, probably.
Well, nobody does, Julia.
No,
Whatever
no,
you do, you don't
no,
really
but
need to learn everything.
you have to find your comfortable state of mind, maybe, with water, and just practice a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I already know what Julia is going to say about the three mistakes. And so, let's just jump right in.
Yes.
Mistake number one, and
Mistake number
both of
one.
us can't believe you're still making it because it
No,
has it has nothing to do with water, really, Julia.
no. This is actually the tip for all the sketches you make, especially for beginners. I know you also can use black color. So the tip is don't use black color for for painting water. But I know some of you, maybe advanced artists, would say you can paint water with black color and it could be very beautiful. But it's not what beginner artists do. It's just a very different style. Of course, you can use any color and make very beautiful sketches, but this is not a helpful thing for beginners, because if you try to paint more or less realistic and you use black color like this ivory black, for example, in your water sketches, it will look very dull and absolutely not interesting to see. So I would suggest using uh, mixing colors. Mixing colors for water is, I think, it's something that you should learn and should do for all your watercolor sketches, and not only using one color. You can see in my other practicing sheets that uh, mixing colors on paper using different shades, using different tones, makes your sketches, makes your water look much more interesting, much more beautiful and engaging. So I think first, don't use black, mix colors, use
Okay.
different.
Number two, Julia.
Number two is what I see, this is my mistake too. This is what I painted a few years ago, and maybe you think, oh, it looks
You look so
beautiful.
beautiful. That's what I think.
But I think this is a mistake that I made in this sketch. Too detailed. It's too detailed, too many details, more details in the water than in
Okay.
the real trees. So try to keep it as simple as possible. The reflection shouldn't be that detailed. Like here, for example, the object is detailed, the water is not, and that creates a very beautiful, very interesting look.
Okay. Okay. So we've got mm, we've got two mistakes so far, or rather two rules. Don't use black. Don't paint too many details.
Yes.
And but you said there's three. What's number three?
Yes. I think the most important mistake for everyone and for me too was you think that you don't need to practice that much.
Ah, but now you do know that you need to practice a
Yes,
lot.
yes,
But
that's
why is that, Julie? You have, well, I'm not going to say how many years of sketching already, but why do you need to practice?
because it's a very different way to paint. You need to paint with much more elegant lines than ever, I think.
Ever?
Because
Nice.
you can see here, for example, I practice so much, and not here, but I usually use both sides of. Mm, Here you can see I practice so much here on both sides of the paper because I think practice it's the key with water. And you can see that I started with very ugly watercolors and at a certain moment you start to develop a kind of lightness the I don't know how to explain it. Actually, it works so much easier for you, and you can start to create these kinds of sketches of watercolors because you just start to understand the timing, the watercolor, how it flows, and all these things. You start to control watercolor. And it's different from when you're just sketch a little bit, when you color your sketches, like you color them in, or just color your house, for example, or in a sketch, paint it, instead of creating these kinds of beautiful gradients and beautiful paintings.
I noticed that a lot of your practice sketches are really small format.
Yes, yes, and I think that's the way to practice. Here, for example, you can see that I practice a lot and even more than you think.
Mm.
I
I know
just
you said they look ugly, but combined, all of these colored boxes combined, I think they look pretty good. If you
yeah,
don't
but
look too closely.
I also had something like this when I started with one
Mhm.
color and I thought, oh, this is not the right color. Let's try out another color. Let's try to mix them or something like this. And also tried to create some
Special
um,
effects.
special effects, yes. And so you can discover a lot of things, and some of them uh, don't work, and some of them do. So small format forces you actually to try out things, and it
Okay.
makes it much
And
easier.
it doesn't take that much time. After all, you're
Exactly.
not working on a complete sketch. Well,
Ex-
it seems, Julia, that the subject of painting water is as endless as the ocean itself. So we're going to wrap this video up. Um, Thank you for your beautiful advice and for your inspirational sketches.
Thank
And
you.
for those of you watching, leave us a note in the comments. Have you made any mistakes like this? And how many hours you have spent sketching water? If you're interested in making progress or just starting out with water, we've got a beautiful course in Brave Brush Studio. It's probably just over 2 hours long when it comes to the video, but it includes
All
all
the correct.
20 years of Julia's experience, the recent 100 hours of her practice drills, and it
Tips and
also
tricks.
implies a lot of practice by you.
Yes.
So we hope to see you inside Brave Brush Studio and here next week for our next video. Happy sketching!
Happy sketching, guys.